Something else that's cool is the community's response to last week's podcast.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I know, Ryan, you were a little nervous talking about this subject.
Yeah, I am. I'm not really qualified necessarily to talk about it, but it's a topic.
It is
We're going back to it, man. It's been a topic like the whole damn week.
Well, we had some conversations here, and we're also sitting at the table with someone who is, is like pretty heavily invested in Hulk 181s.
Oh, yeah.
How many you got right now, if you want to share?
23 now, I think.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say like 3, 4.
No. This guy don't mess around.
No, he doesn't. No, he
So we're talking about Hulk 180, 181. And one of the things that was brought up in the community discussion is that, because we talked about it last week, that Hulk 180 was credited in one of the House of X previews as the first appearance of Wolverine. Not cameo, first appearance. And in the comment section, a number of our members said, well, Marvel's always said that. They've always said Hulk 180 is the first appearance, right? Well, guess what? Key Collector's posting today a full shot of Marvel, a preview in a comic book saying that no, they said 180 is a cameo and 181 is the first appearance. So guess what? Not even Marvel has it right. They don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, this is tough because, we see this with a lot of books, okay? And we start getting to that realm of prototypes, cameos, first appearances, and it's like, I think it throws off a lot of people is because of the lingo that we're using. And there's a lot of examples that we all get kind of confused on. And I don't know, some clarification just needs to be had.
So some people think, well, let's just look to the writers and artists, like the people who actually create this stuff. And this week, Donny Cates answered a couple tweets, and we got to jump into that.
Got to mention Sir Cates.
At least once, man.
He's such an active presence on like Twitter comic community.
All right, so someone tweeted out and said, yo, couple questions. First thing is CGC considers that Dylan's first appearance is issue number 9 as the full appearance, but issue 7's listed as a cameo. What do you think of that? Donny Cates' response?
Dumb.
He says that's dumb.
Yeah.
This is somebody who disagrees with the CGC, and he created the damn character. So then there's another tweet, because like right off the gate, you're like, okay, so he's considering a cameo. So, there's only like 5 panels in that issue. It's technically not even his first full appearance because it's kind of a flashback. So Donnie continues this conversation by answering another tweet because they say, what about null? And they also ask him just to clarify, it's not Canal, right? And he says, no,
right.
It's a null.
Canal, it's not.
He says, well, null? Well, of course, his first appearance is Venom issue 3. That's a problem.
Yeah, it goes a little back further than that. I thought it was in the Thor run, Jason Aaron.
That's right. They've crossed over these runs in Thor God of Thunder, issue number 6. You have the first appearance of Null, and you also have all over the internet on Marvel's database and everything saying that is his first appearance, even if he's uncredited. So even Sir Cates is inconsistent with his cameo versus first full. Let's keep this conversation going because it gets even muddier. Because what were we talking about just a few months ago at Major X, Ryan?
There was the Rob Liefeld versus the Spider-Man Deadpool conversation on which one was the actual first appearance of the Major X character.
That's right. In Spider-Man Deadpool, issue number 47, completely different writing team. Rob Liefeld had nothing to do with this comic book. The artist drew Major X in the background thinking, it'd be kind of a fun little nod to something that's coming out. Problem is, Rob Liefeld didn't like that. This is what he tweeted.
Let me tell you, Spider-Man Deadpool number 47 is in no way the first appearance of Major X. It came out a week after Deadpool number 10. I'm giving it notice by mentioning it here, but I will never, ever sign a single copy. Deadpool number 10 came out a week before, as I anticipated a clown move like this.
A clown move. Holy smokes. Okay, so basically Rob's throwing some shots here because he put it's essentially a web exclusive. He sold this on his site, and it's a variant to Deadpool, issue number 10, and there's 2 different covers to it. And he's saying, well, the cover appearance is the first appearance.
Yeah, this never hit the newsstand. This is something sold on his site that he's trying to just maximize as much money as possible, okay? And so it's a cover appearance, yet the one came out on the newsstand gets the credit for being the first appearance, and he's pissed about that. I get it. Like, this just, like you said, just muddies it up because we already got prototypes and cameos and first appearances, and now we have, like, first appearances that never hit the public newsstand.
It's all problematic. Everyone in the comment section last week had something different to say. Like there was very little consensus, except for the fact that Hulk 181 is a clear choice for a lot of people as that pick for the first full appearance. Even technically, 180 has a full appearance of the character. I mean, you have word bubbles. You have the name written there. But let's see if we can maybe clean this up, because I want to share our opinion, because I think the answer to this may lie in these two books.
So being one of the most recognized books and one that we can all kind of relate to and really put on a pedestal, maybe should be the benchmark, because I really think it hits on all levels and can kind of expose maybe some confusion, which I think really lies in some of this terminology. So when we have something, let's say prototype, that's going to be like the development of the character. You know, they're still trying to form a character, see how it plays out. And then we have Cameo, which is kind of the introduction in a way of a character, or just bringing him to light or the universe in a way.
Kind of like ramping up for that next issue, because that's how comic books are written.
It's like a tease in my mind, like a teaser trailer, like getting you kind of psyched up for the potential, the possibility of this character kind of growing later on.
And we usually see that like at the end of a story on the page, like, oh, look what's coming next.
Happens all the time.
Happens all the time.
Like every issue of every comic ever ends with a cliffhanger.
And I think the biggest thing that throws people is the term first appearance.
Yeah, I think we need to throw that out. It's useless.
Yeah, I mean, that appearance just throws you, because you're assuming first appearances, you're seeing something for the very first time. And really what we're seeing trend-wise for the collectible market and value is more of the character's first appearance in a continuity of story.
Full appearance.
Full. Not just seeing him for the first time, but actually integrated into the book.
Now, this crosses generations of comics too. This has been a problem since the Golden Age, has it not?
I mean, we've had issues with this in the Golden Age, Silver Age, and there's lots of examples. I mean, one of the main examples I want to bring up is kind of more late or early Silver, really, is Sergeant Rock. I mean, that guy, okay, so he has a prototype, GI Combat 68, where he's called The Rock. All right, he's brought into existence for the first time. And then 2-3 months later, he's in another title, Our Army at War 81. This used to be considered really his first appearance, okay? And he was called Sergeant Rocky. The next issue, 82, became the first mention of Sergeant Rock. And then 83 is Sergeant Rock really in his first full story.
Okay.
81, 83 kind of traded around the same value in 2005. And now 83 has skyrocketed. And I'm talking skyrocket. I'm saying 5.5 just sold for $4,800, but a 6.0 of 81 only sold for $840. Wow! So we saw that separation now. This is what 14 years later, and that didn't happen just now. I mean, that happened we started to see that maybe 6-7 years ago. So there's been that distinction again. It wasn't always like that.
That's interesting, because a lot of the things that we were talking about last week was, well, we're not going to be able to change that's not going to change, right? The market is the market, right? Well, technically, the market does change, and this is a great example. I mean, $800 to thousands of dollars in difference, and it wasn't always like that. So it definitely lays claims to this being true. So considering this Hulk 180, 181 benchmark, it's my opinion that we're not changing that one. That's done. All right, it's gonna be an uphill battle. So if that's the benchmark, we need to compare other appearances to that Cameo versus full appearance. And that definitely makes me feel differently about some major keys that are likely in members' collections.
Venom. I'm thinking Venom, like 300. Spider-Man,
Ooh.
299, like 300. It's kind of the same thing. Like he shows up in the last part of the book, the last page. You get a little tease of him. You get the full body appearance of the character at the end. It says Venom at the bottom.
More than one panel.
Yeah, and then again in the following issue, there is more. The whole storyline is revolving around that character. He's got more of an appearance in the whole issue. So the difference between Cameo, full appearance, first full appearance, it can get confusing for people.
Well, and he's not even on the cover of 300.
That's a really good point. I mean, I knew that, but in this context, thinking about it like that, technically with Hulk 180, 181 as the benchmark, and if I'm going to stand by what I said, in this moment, I don't think 300 is the first full appearance of Venom. He has a full page spread in 299. 299 is the first full appearance of Venom. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below, Comic Fam.
I totally agree with what you're saying here, because if we're going to set Hulk 180 as that benchmark where we have Wolverine last panel in the book, you have his name, and that's still considered the cameo. But in 299, you're going to have an entire page with the character's name Venom. And in few panels on the page prior, how do you not call that the first appearance?